Hello and welcome back to the motorbike channel of Flim Flam. You join me on a mini adventure which I talked about in my last vlog. I'm taking the KTM to my local dealer to get the headstock bearings looked at / tightened, because it likes to get a weave on at speeds I cannot show on YouTube, at speeds that you may achieve in daily riding, especially in Germany. So yes, I'm running a bit late. Probably not going to show you the rest of this ride. It's quite boring, but hello, how are you doing? How's your mother? And I hope you're well and the world of motorbikes is treating you spiffingly. I'm full of I had a curry for lunch. That was a mistake, because now my helmet smells of dal. Delicious dal. But anyway, I'm going to toddle on. I've taken my top box off because at some point on this route I want to test out the dealer's theory that it's my top box causing the weave. Several friends without top boxes have also experienced this weave, so I won't be able to show me testing that because this only occurs at yes, at speed, shall we say. But anyway, I'm going to cut to the chase. This is going to be quite a short vlog to see if we can fix my KTM. Yeah, I'm going down here, I think. I'm not really sure where I'm going. It's always fun, isn't it, on a motorbike, when you enter a corner a gear higher than than is ideal. But weirdly, I was chatting to Lord Michael Neves off of MCN, and he said that when you're doing cornering shots for magazines and for thumbnails and things like that on press launches, if you go into corners a gear higher, you will lean more and it will look more dramatic. So that's whenever I go into a corner a gear too high, that's in the back of my head telling me I can make this, I just look like a hero doing it. Yeah. I've also got my bike in rally throttle response mode, which is slightly hair-raising at times. It's entertaining, but it really is a bit of a hair trigger. It's not quite a one-to-one throttle mapping, but it's certainly certainly on the abrupt side of in your face. But anyway, I need to get to the dealership quicker than I am currently doing, so goodbye. Alright, I've got my bike back. They've nipped up the head race bearings. Apparently they were a tiny bit loose, but apparently the main cause of a weave on these things is front tyre wear and tread pattern on the front tyre. So maybe it doesn't like my Conti trail attacks because they're quite tready. There's different levels of the tread. Apparently these don't love that, so I don't know. Let's go and see if it feels any better. Can't have made it worse. My main worry is that I want to be able to do some big speeds in Germany in a couple of weeks, which I know is a very vain, childish thing, but you know, I do like making progress. Auf der Autobahn, auf den Autobahn. Oh, it's really warm. But anyway, I'm going to head home now. And I did just want to chat briefly about the joys of going around a bike showroom, because bike showrooms, if you've been into one the past couple of months, past couple of years, no, past year since COVID hit really, all these supply issues, it's rare to see a bike dealer that's actually got stock that you can go in and buy. And P&H had lots of bikes in, most of them were sold, but they did actually have bikes on the showroom floor. Earlier this year they just sold everything that came in, or everything that came in was sold. But yeah, they had my old bike, had a Hyper 950 SB and the new paint scheme, which I don't really like. Don't feel like I missed that, and to be honest, I'm not sure how much I missed that bike. I kind of wish I'd taken it on track when I had it, because I think it would be really good on a short circuit, lots of fun. They had a Multistrada V4 Pikes Peak, which was super lovely as well. And again, I was chatting to the guys in the shop and they said they don't get them in unless it's been ordered, unless it's basically pre-sold. So yeah, I was chatting to Ducati UK, they've not even got a Pikes Peak, Multistrada Pikes Peak press bike coming in, so that probably tells you about how rare they are. And I've just realised I'm going the wrong way to go the fun way home. Oh well. this will have to do. There's Gatwick long stay car park and an EasyJet plane and the Thames water van up my chuff. But no, it's nice to walk around bike showrooms, people having their new bikes handed over them. You just can't beat that feeling, can you, of being shown around the controls of your new bike, and I can guarantee you, you won't remember half of what they show you. There's a guy picking up his Duke 790, I think it's used, a couple of years old. I fired up in the showroom and that thing sounded mega, and it made me remember that I do like that KTM parallel twin as much as this V-twin almost. Now Duke 890R, if you've not seen my video on that, is such a good bike, probably the best handling bike I've ever ridden, and I kind of think they should just put clip-ons on it and turn it into a track bike, but they'll probably do that at some point. So yeah, I'm going to cut and get to some twisty roads. Well, what a lovely afternoon to be out on a motorcycle. It is gorgeous, most lovely, delicious, bit hot to be honest. Can you tell? Slightly faking my enthusiasm there. Oh yeah, KTM feels good. I'd say I often whinge about, I don't whinge, I say that modern bikes have got a lot of options for riding modes and things, and on this I can adjust the preload, it's on 40% there, the suspension, whether it's automatic, sport, blah blah blah, and I usually just leave it, to be honest. I usually leave it in auto suspension, aggressive throttle response, rally mode, and adjust the traction control with my thumb and forefinger. The only thing I do occasionally change is the preload, because I get used to it on a low setting, 40%, kind of wobbles along, bouncy, and I can increase that, and it really does sharpen up everything. It makes it feel a lot more nosy, which I quite like when I'm going quickly. But yeah, modern cars I've driven in the past couple of years, BMW M cars especially the ones that you can switch between four-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive, they are just baffling, the amount of options that they have in the drive modes. And I don't really know anyone that, you know, gets to a certain bit of roads like, oh actually I need to put this on setting 3, this on setting 2, and only then will I be able to enjoy myself. You just kind of whack it in sport, don't you, or sport with comfortable suspension, and then have at it. I think you can be spoiled by choice, is basically what I'm trying to say here. The KTM doesn't do too bad a job of it, but you can, if you want to, delve in and tweak the front and back stiffnesses and all that kind of jazz. I'm just not that kind of person, frankly. I'm quite boring, but I bet most people are the same as me and they don't bother fiddling around. And how much have you paid for the ability to do all that kind of stuff? It all looks great in the brochure, doesn't it? But who's going to use it in real life? Oh, I sound like a grumpy old man. I usually try not to be a grumpy old man. Can I open my fuel filler on the move? No, I can't. Never tried that. Feels like my heated seat is on. Have they put my heated seat on in the dealer? No, thank God, it's just fucking hot. This bike does run really hot. It's also really fast. What do you like about your bike? I like that it's fast. My GoPro has died from heat stroke, so yes, you've not really missed very much. I've just ridden back home, sort of. I have to say, they said they only just nipped up the head bearings a little bit, but the steering does feel loads better in some of the faster stuff I've been doing. I don't know if that's just a placebo, or if it's just every me and every you. But yeah, feels better. Slightly annoying inconclusive video, probably quite boring, didn't really say much. But if you have enjoyed this, give it a like and do subscribe. Got loads more motorbikey content coming up, loads more car content coming up. Finally done some car videos on the car channel. Basically I spent yesterday driving a load of really powerful, expensive Porsches, including UK Cayman GT4 RS, which has made it into my top 5 favourite cars of forever and ever. So yes, go and check out Tim Roady Drive stuff, and I'll see you very soon. Soon.